My name is James Wynn. I'm a very outgoing kind of person. I like to, just go out, have a good time with my mates, don't let anything get in the way. And if there's something getting in the way and I can't get past it, I'll find an alternative. If I try something and I don't succeed the first time, I get up straight away and I try it again. So when I was a baby, everything seemed fine. I seemed like a normal chubby baby, as like all babies should be. And I came across as like really healthy. However, before that, my mum used to go for these checkups at the hospital, and the nurse, or the midwife, I think it is, I'm not sure, would check on my mum's tummy to hear my heartbeat with something that they call a trumpet. And it's pretty cool. My mum used to have a listen, she used to talk to me about that. And she used to go for these every few weeks, and then one day the nurse started listening a little longer than usual. My mum was like, "What's up?" And she was like, "I'm not sure." So that was like the first time we had an indication that something was wrong with me. I'm not sure which came first, like that was worked out whether I had my heart condition or my liver condition first, but with the liver condition, you sometimes get something with it, and unfortunately I had something that's not like always happening. It's quite uncommon. I had a heart condition that came with it. So I was diagnosed with a liver condition called biliary, and then I also had a heart condition on top of that that meant I had holes in my heart, and I had quite a narrow part in my artery coming away from the heart, which meant that my heart had to do a lot more work than other people's to get like my blood around the body. So along with biliary, you get these symptoms that like show that you've got it, and I started losing quite a lot of weight. So they had this chart and it showed like whether a baby was like in average weight or not, so if it was like a little bit too low or a little bit too high. And I started off in the middle. I was average, and that's great, that's perfect, that's what you want. And then suddenly I start losing weight really rapidly, and I get really thin, and I also start going quite yellow. And that obviously must have been quite worrying, seeing your own child like that. I feel quite bad on my mum, like putting her through that. But one of the funny stories is like, it's kind of cute, but it's kind of bad at the same time. My mum used to come over to the cot when she visited me. We had these little medical bands, us babies, and it was around my ankle, this little medical band. And she came here and it wasn't there. She was like, "Oh, they've taken it." "Oh, no, they've not. It's fallen off." And it was like at the bottom of the cot. And I don't know, I found that quite cute, but it's a bit weird at the same time. It's not supposed to fall off. With this heart problem that came along with it, which is quite uncommon, I think it put my mum and dad through a lot of worry, and the fact that this could like easily get too much for a parent. My mum and dad stuck by me through it. That was because of the support my family got, like my mum and my dad, off the church that they went to, off other people as well, and religiously off the support they got off God as well, like in my point of view. It was like people from church, someone that was related to someone from church, they came in, took my mum's washing and they did it for her, and they delivered it back and everything. They also sent big bouquets of flowers, like immense. I've seen pictures of them and they're just mad. It's like they went out of their own time and got them that. I also got quite a collection of cuddly toys, and not gonna lie, I still have them. I still got my George the giraffe. I was very quite fond of him. When I was a baby. I should have brought him. I've got him in my room. So there was a doctor that was like dead professional on these operations, and he ended up being in Hong Kong or Austria. It was one of the two, and he ended up having to come down to Birmingham Children's Hospital, which was where I was at. And my mum apparently said that she'd go to the ends of the earth to get me fixed, to get me all better again. And with him coming down and everything pretty much just merging around where we kind of like can get to normally, it was amazing. And my dad said like the ends of the earth came to us, like God had provided for us, and it was just great. It came to high school in year 7 when I first had an issue with my scar. I never thought about it much. Primary school, you're quite naive about things, but you don't think about it quite a lot. I went to quite a rough school for the first 2 years. It wasn't bad, but it was like the kind of people that were there. And I remember taking my top off, and it was like, oh, all things are going to be fine. Like primary school, no one really cared. However, I was wrong. I remember taking it off, and I heard someone go, "What the hell is that?" They were just pointing it out. They were all crowding around. I felt really insecure. People poking me, and someone pushed me at one point. I almost fell over. They were all calling me names like freak and weirdo, how I didn't fit in, and I didn't like it at all. I remember getting a slide jab in the side of the stomach, which completely knocked the wind out of me, and I didn't like it at all, but teachers did give me a little bit of support. They kind of stopped it from happening for the next 2 years that I spent there. And then I just decided to move. And since then, I've not really had a problem. It's just kind of the thing that's on me. It's not affecting me in any way at all now. Now, at 17 years old, I don't see it as a problem at all. I never really have an issue. I just have the normal checkups. Everything's perfectly fine. Never, ever have a problem with it. It's never pointed out. It's never stopping me from anything. It might stop me from drinking, but I can still have a good time. Now at 17, it's not been an issue. I've not waited for anything to get better. I've just lived through it, stayed smiling, you know, lived it by the quote, happiness isn't a destination, it's a way of life. It's the way you should always be living. No matter how bad things get, you've got to support other people and you've got to support yourself, and everything will just be perfect. And now at 17, they said I wouldn't be able to do endurance sports because of my heart. I couldn't overwork it. However, I'm going jumping off walls, doing parkour, free run, trampolining, mad sports, and just not caring at all. And it's really fun. I'm glad I went through all that. I'm glad I lived through it. I feel like this label of heart and liver disease is actually quite special to me. It's a part of me. It's never going to change, so I'm going to live with it, and I'm just going to stick with it.
So, what would you, 17-year-old James, say to your younger self? Maybe it was at a time when you were younger, and like maybe at a time when things were hard, or you did feel, you know, the lad in the changing rooms, for example, that ran out of the changing rooms. What would you be saying to him?
I'd probably tell my younger self not to worry about other people getting you down. It all gets better, but the thing you gotta do is not wait for it. You've just gotta make it better for yourself. Did it? I'm happy with that.